All right, let's get these installed. Okay, what we have is front and rear mopar strut bars. All right, brand new in the bag. Okay, so up here in your front, this one goes on actually pretty easily. All right, basically you want to remove this bolt and this bolt. If you pull out on this rubber, this is actually notched, so you can get right on that with a socket. And we're going to do the same on that side, and it just lays right on, and we're going to re-bolt it down. All right, there's our front. This does add a nice look to it. It does offer upper strut support between the towers. It does make, sometimes if you have to get in here and work on something, most of the time you're ending up taking this off. It does make it a little harder to see the turbo, but so does your shield, depending on what shield you have. So that makes it a little hard to tell, but overall, it does add some good looks to the engine compartment. So let's do the rear. It's going to take a little bit more time and be slightly more complicated. So here's the Mopar rear bar. It's actually pretty straight. It comes out. Let me get this out of the bag. All right, so here's your rear strut bar. Okay, now up in underneath here is where the top of the strut hats are. Okay, so I've seen this done a lot of different ways. People will cut this whole top cover off on both sides so that this fits in here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to slot this here and here. The only thing I really noticed when you have one of these installed in the rear, other than increasing performance, is sometimes if you have something large in here and it would slide in underneath here, you now lose this area across here. But some people do still use their cars for that type of stuff. Some of us, these are just toys. And this one's going to be used as a car. But I think they have a different vehicle that they could put stuff in, so it doesn't really matter. But that was my only inconvenience on that. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to pull these back, and I believe it's going to be like somewhere right here. We're going to come in here and we're going to make a slice with a razor blade. All right, now with this being something where there really isn't a template, you kind of got to use a little bit of thought going forward with it. I think my plan is going to be, like I said, I cut this and I have that up over top. Now this will get pushed in here with the push clip. But I don't mind seeing that. And my cover is going to be up on. I'm not seeing the whole top of it, so it does, you're still retaining your cover across the top when you're looking in here, but you still see the bar and it looks good. So with that being said, let's kind of slide this thing here. What I did was I came in here And right across where this fold was, I cut that, and then I just kind of cut up here so that I could fold this in. All right. Now for our insulation, which will be down on top, I just cut straight back along here. This stuff's kind of tough to get through. If you have a real good solid pair of scissors, you could mark it on the other side and cut across. As you can see this here, but that's something you're not going to see once this is entirely in. So let's come over here on this side, pull this down. I got this battery flashlight magnetically held here in place. All right, we're gonna pull this down on this side. You can see right through here is where we're going to be cutting. We're going to get that cut back so we can fold this back, and then we're going to come here and we're going to start right here and then cut along this fold and then cut down this way far enough just to be able to get the bar in, and then we'll work it through. I went on an angle and then kicked it in, so hopefully I can get it up and over and get this bar slid in on this side also. So all I'm using is a razor knife with a brand new blade. This stuff cuts pretty easy, so be careful you don't slice yourself. Let's see how this one works. Okay, so cut away from yourself. I'm just taking my time very gently. All right, and then I'm going to come here, down, and here, and down. Okay, a couple little relief cuts so that you can fold up over top. Put this down out of the way. So come in here right where this is going to flatten off. Sometimes this doesn't go the whole way through. So that one actually cut through pretty good. I have to remove the two nuts here on the top of that one. These are all, like I said, they're all brand new. So they're all 12mm nuts. I'm going to get that off, and then I'll kind of show you sliding this thing in. Trying to get this insulation over top. This threaded bolt. Okay, so we're seated down on right here now on both sides. So now we're going to get our nuts on. I'm going to get these tightened down, and now we'll get the insulation set down in place. This does add a little bit to this installation, but it makes for a nice, clean, good-looking installation. A good, clean-looking installation. A good, clean install on this rear bar. And tight. We're good and tight. Let's see how this thing is going to fit in here. We might have to do some trimming on the insulation to get it to fit, which I had expected. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up across here to this bolt hole and just come straight across to the other one. That way when we tuck this back in, it'll come in nice like it was over here. As on the passenger rear side, I didn't have the insulation laid down at that time. Right, now they are both installed here. The light makes it hard to see. I hate how it causes that pulsation, but that's part of an LED. So we got it tucked in. It is installed. It's tightened down. This one here still gets the rear kicker speaker installed, and it needs the spare tire cleaned up just a little bit back here because we got some dirt. But that's gonna finish up the trunk of this car and our strut bar install.